And don't worry, it will not die in Jesus' name. Thank you for holding things together and for making sure that every moving part is moving. I don't know how you do it, oh. Thank you so much for everything. Adenike, we call her engineer Mrs. because her husband is engineer. Adenike, thank you. Monitoring and evaluation officer. But Adenike is the one that puts her into every detail. Adenike and other members of the team. Adenike, thank you for everything. Buki Shonibare, thank you. I want to specially thank Buki Shonibare for the hard work. She also have not slept since yesterday. I want to thank Buki Shonibare for the concept, for managing everything, and for, do you all agree we should thank Buki? Thank you so much. Japhet, where is Japhet? Do you know why Japhet is not here? He doesn't like camera. Yet he's the one in charge of media in the office. But he doesn't like to be in front of the camera. So he's hiding. HR, query for Japhet. That I called everybody out and it's not out. Japhet. Okay, maybe he's recording. Okay. Japhet Stephen is in charge of multimedia in the office. All these short videos, documentary, everything. Japhet is in charge. Aha. Please, help me thank Japhet. This, if you come to our office and hear somebody call me mommy, I didn't ask them to call me mommy. It's this boy that wants to spoil my political ambition. He calls me mommy. This is Japhet Stephen. Japhet, thank you for all of the work. Where is Adasa? Okay. Okay. Adasa is in charge of comms. He's also in comms department. Adasa is our newest addition, right? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of us. Thank you, Zainab. For years. I remember the call that I made. Thank you for staying and for sticking and for making sure that you amplify our work and for all of the support. I want to thank all of your wives, your husbands, your girlfriends, your sugar daddies, your concubines. You all know what I'm talking about. Prince. Prince, I saw it yesterday. I saw it. I will gist you guys. I want to thank all of you. Those of you who, by God's grace, I'm privileged to work with you and you are not working in area. No, I am grateful to you. It's an internal joke. I want to thank everyone who came and for sitting and for supporting our work. Thank you all. Thank you, Success. Thank you so much for working with our small budget. Honestly, we don't take it for granted. Thank you. Titi Lola Vaivo Adeni is not here. Where is Omawumi Oguntimi? Please help me thank my Nepo baby. Thank you. You know messages you receive when it matters most. It comes from Omawumi. Don't worry, you've got this. Tomorrow will be successful. Are you okay? What is going on? Omawumi, I don't take your friendship for granted. Thank you so much. Gender Mobile released their short film yesterday. We're there at the premiere. And please patronize our WOMANITY is behind. Is an economic empowerment initiative of Gender Mobile. Thank you so much, everyone. Media, crew, photographers, everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming. There is lunch. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Okay. One more. Sorry. Georgina Ndukwe. Thank you. Please help me thank her. Thank you so much for supporting us. Where is Damilola Onemano? Please help me thank Damilola. You see everything, budget, spending, budget narrative. Damilola and her team at Budget Foundation did all of the work. Damilola, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. God bless you all.
I was sexually abused by my dad for good memories. I told my mom about it and she said I'm just a child, that I don't know what I'm saying. So I did it. My mom saw when my dad was sexually abusing me, but my dad begged her. So she forgave him, saying that she's trying to protect her marriage. I was also planning to run away, but there was no place to go. And where am I even running to? It's my dad, he's the one that feeds me, he's the one that pays my school fees, he's the one I don't even know where to go to.
Her story mirrors the widespread reality of
I was sexually abused by my dad for good memories. I told my mom about it and she said I'm just a child, that I don't know what I'm saying. So I did it. My mom saw when my dad was sexually abusing me, but my dad begged her. So she forgave him.
Story mirrors the widespread reality of gender-based violence (GBV) in Nigeria. For many women and girls, when abuse happens, the question always is, where do I go? Many people believe the solution is simple.
Well, if somebody around me experiences gender-based violence, I know what to do. First of all, I think the first move is to involve the police.
Well, last 2 years, my case was taken from NAPTIP to Nigeria Police Commission, and it has been there since. At some point, my dad was arrested or was released on bail without notifying me. For 2 years now, I've not gotten any reply from the Nigeria Police Commission.
When survivors remain in an environment of abuse, it is often because the channels for reporting are non-existent, the systems are ineffective, or there is a lack of information about available systems of help.
The lack of knowledge of legal provisions and legal procedures is a very big gap. Many times people write to law enforcement, and law enforcement would give people options that are not within the scope of law. And when they get to courts, we pay the bills going to courts. We pay for the medicals in the hospitals, we pay for medical reports, we pay for tests, we pay for witnesses to come to court, we pay for prosecutors to turn up in courts, we pay for evidence gathering, flash drives for evidence, multiple copies of evidence, transportation costs for the officers that are processing the case and all those kind of things. We pay for everything.
The evidence is clear. There is a huge cost for access to justice, which is unfortunately borne by the survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. Yet, state governments sign laws and make public commitments to protect women and girls. They promise systems, safe shelters, justice and accountability. But who is monitoring these promises and ensuring these systems are in place and that they work? Who checks if protection exists beyond paper or mere words? This is why the WOMANITY Index was created.
The idea for WOMANITY Index actually started sometime between 2017 and 2018. I had read the Ibrahim Index of African Governance. I had seen how indices and indicators was being used to assess African governments in terms of how they are advancing democracy. Specific indicators, color codes, and then in between that, I stumbled on the Civicus Monitor. And what stood out in the Civicus Monitor was particularly their use of color codes as well. Somehow that started inspiring me that how do we use this kind of model, on gender equality? And then in between, I started thinking of when we were in school, particularly secondary school. You know how when you want to get promoted to another class, you get your report card. The combination of these made me think of how do we use that report card system where you're able to have percentages, combining it with what I had seen in the Ibrahim Index as well as the Civicus Index, using color codes to assess how Africa, particularly subnational government within Africa, are performing in advancing gender equality.
The idea for the WOMANITY Index is a data-driven tool designed to help subnational governments understand how they are performing in preventing and responding to gender-based violence across 5 major indices of laws and policies: access to legal justice, support services, information and awareness, and budget and spending.
When we look at the systems that needs to be in place, which is the intention for WOMANITY Index, for us to see how data is helping us identify where the weak links are within these different domains and these different systems, so that when we address them, we can see not just, better conviction rate, but survivors can have the confidence to come forward and share their own experiences when it happens, if it happens.
The index is made possible with the support of the Ford Foundation, a global organization committed to advancing gender equality across Africa.
The Ford Foundation's main area of intervention in West Africa is on ending gender-based violence. And the reason we're interested in it in the first place was because of the statistics. The statistics shows that 1 in 4 women will or have experienced violence in West Africa. And of course, when you break it down by the different types of gender-based violence, then the numbers even become more staggering. So when Buki came to us to talk about having a WOMANITY Index, we were instantly interested.
Behind every number in the WOMANITY Index is a long journey of persistence, verification, and the determination of 37 state researchers across Nigeria. For the research consultants, collecting accurate data has never been a simple task because the integrity of the WOMANITY Index depends on it.
Assessing reliable administrative data, has been one of the biggest challenges in the beginning, because many of the agencies still don't have a unified system for recording GBV cases. And, obtaining responses on specific indicators most times, takes time most times because of it's not coordinated. But at times we also have to rely on multiple verification steps to validate our figures, especially for prosecution and conviction data.
And beyond the administrative hurdles lies the difficulty of physically reaching the people and communities whose experiences matter most.
Some of the communities are riverine communities, so it makes it very difficult for us to reach such communities. But because of our commitment to this project, as state research consultant, we do a lot of sacrifice and ensure that we spend a lot of money, on our enumerators, and send them across some of these hard-to-reach communities. So funding issue has also been a big challenge for us in the course of this research.
When the WOMANITY Index was launched in December 2023, it set out to do more than great performances. It aimed to provoke action. And just a few weeks after, states began to respond. Katsina State was one of the first to raise its hand. During the launch on the 4th of December 2023, Katsina's former Commissioner for Women's Affairs, Hajia Zainab Musa Musawa, was heartbroken by the state's red ranking, but was also determined to change the narrative. About 2 weeks later, that same month, Katsina passed and domesticated the Violence Against Persons Prohibition (VAP) Act, one of the key recommendations from the 2023 WOMANITY Index for the state. 4 months after the launch in April 2024, Invictus Africa kicked off its peer learning session, a gathering that brought together both high and low performing states to share experiences and exchange best practices in preventing and responding to gender-based violence. At the first edition, which took place in Lagos and brought together representatives from 8 states, Abia made a powerful confession. Before the WOMANITY Index, Abia's budgeting was lumped together under a single subhead with no clear line on what was meant for prevention, response, or even advocacy.
The index helped us to structure our budget items because we saw those templates that they break down GBV-related expenses into categories. Like we have categories for prevention, response, legal aid, shelter, and psychosocial support.
6 months later, the second edition of the peer learning session was held in Abuja, bringing together representatives from 11 states to continue sharing experiences and best practices in preventing and responding to gender-based violence. Following the launch of the 2024 WOMANITY Index, Invictus Africa hosted the 3rd edition in Port Harcourt. Participants expressed a strong interest in seeing their states establish agencies similar to the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency. This inspired Invictus Africa to organize a learning visit to Lagos, allowing participants to see the state's model in action and take those insights back to strengthen systems in their own states. The Executive Secretary of the Ondo State Against Gender-Based Violence was one of the participants.
My visit to Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency was really an eye-opener. And what I took home from there has really impacted positively in our agency. In Lagos, they are also implementing part of the law, which is the opening of the sexual offenders register. We are here to do that in our states. It's part of the law that there should be an offender register, sexual offender register. So it's some of the things that I took home from Lagos to also help us here in our agency to put more efforts by interfacing with the Attorney General of the states, so that our own sexual offender register can also be established.
Aside from the agency's learning visit to Lagos, the WOMANITY Index has informed its programs and policies, driving increased budget allocations and strengthening the push for special cuts.
When it comes to the issue of funding and budgeting, it tells us to advise the government on areas, particular areas to fund in helping to end gender-based violence in the states. For example, the Ministry of Women Affairs, which is the mother of this ministry, that the funding for gender activities increased this year by about 23%. It also helps to strengthen our legal process here in the states. We have been clamoring for that we have a designated court that will take all gender-based cases And I think effort is ongoing now in ensuring that that is established in our state.
While Lagos has led the way in tackling gender-based violence in Nigeria, it still has gaps and challenges in fully protecting and supporting survivors. The WOMANITY Index helped the states realize that people with disabilities were being left behind and prompted important updates to existing laws.
One critical area that we know we're not doing too well in is the need to ensure access to services for survivors of sexual and gender-based violence who are also persons with disabilities. But since the WOMANITY Index report, we've become more intentional and strategic. And the data is actually speaking to the fact that we've made slight improvement. In 2023, I believe, we provided services to about 7 persons with disabilities. As of last year, that number doubled. In terms of response, some of our case managers have actually been trained on sign language interpretation. We have our SOP and some of our flyers. We're trying to transcribe them to Braille, so we're working on that. And we're hoping that we should be able to have the first set in November.